Thank you very much.
Yeah, hi. I'm Jeff Dodge, as I mentioned earlier, and it's great to have you back joining. This is our second episode. We are streaming live to you from the beautiful Alberta Arts District in Trench Digger Production Studio. And Rich,
we're killing that, just a second.
Like, you know, I don't want to get a precedent going with.
Working.
Okay, if anyone's gonna call in, I want to make sure that you have your TV or YouTube station down in the background. Okay, so be very careful about that. We don't tolerate any of that kind of stuff on here. Very serious show here. Yes. Anyway, so Rich, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, we've got a lot of very exciting stuff going this evening. I'm doing a little bit of a talk show with my buddy Jeff Dodge.
Tell
Peasant
me more
Revolution
about that.
Band.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it all goes back to, boy, where do we start with this? About 1971.
71.
1971.
Beautiful year.
Stan Pauly approaches a man named Bill Collins from Wales, who was the head of a little band called Badfinger.
I thought I heard something about Bill Collins and Mitch Humbucker were old college classmates. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't quite get
They
that.
studied audio together. And
Well, that must be where Mitch got all his fabulous skills.
Mitch is an old friend of the show. That
Yeah, he's a
anyway.
good cat.
Um,
Friend of the artists,
Yeah.
by all means. Always a supportive, willing to lend the weight of his name in furtherance of the band's progress.
Well, and then Stan Pauly did a bunch of stuff, right? And
Oh,
then
yeah,
that
yeah.
was-
So anyway,
yeah.
tragic story, band called Badfinger.
Badfinger.
Badfinger, couple of deaths.
That sounds
over the
familiar
years.
for some reason.
Right. So, Jeff, my understanding is you became a fan of Badfinger not long after Tommy's death in the mid '80s, And that sort of brought us to where we are today, right? You've been a Badfinger fan for about 30 years. This band occasionally plays a Badfinger cover or two. I thought we might be playing one or two this evening. I'm not sure.
I was being a little facetious. We know Badfinger very well. There's a lot of depression that runs in this band, and so we like to follow bands that we have like-minded feelings and emotions, and we emotionally connected with Badfinger in a way.
Certainly.
About 3 or 4 years ago, it was very special, and you can. Oh, and so Rich, that was the point I wanted to get to. Was I have great news. The sponsors that we pulled together last month was enough to guarantee that TDP TV Studios has renewed our contract for the rest of the year if we want it.
Well, that's pretty good.
Steve, Rich, we've got every third Tuesday of the month we have as many as TDP TV said we can have as many as we want.
That's great. Well, that's like money you can take to the bank.
There isn't, we lost all of our sponsors from last week, and we're still looking for guests. If anyone is interested in being a guest, musically, tell some jokes, juggling, we're open to all sorts of things. Some poetry, perhaps. It is a variety hour. But, anyway, I did want to introduce a new segment to the show while we're at it, and I was going to call it Conspiracy Corner. Here we go. Yeah, I gotta get some theme music for that together. Conspiracy Corner. So what I like to do with Conspiracy Corner is we're gonna call people, and we're gonna try and see what their favorite conspiracy is.
Certainly.
And right now I have a friend of ours that is. This is Nad from Los Angeles. We're going to see if we can get Nad on the phone.
You should see the Stones' eye.
Well, that's the wrong number, apparently. Let's try that again. I can't believe this. Nad from Los Angeles. Let's try this again. Nad, help me out here. All right, it is ringing. It's ringing. Let me try this.
That's great news.
Hello?
Nad? Is this Nad from Los Angeles?
This is Nad from Los Angeles calling.
Nad, it's good to hear.
That round?
What? You need to back away from your YouTube set.
I can't hear you. I gotta turn up the louder volume on the set because I can't hear you.
Oh, look, we have a comment from Rich Reese has commented on our streamcast. I don't have time for this.
What?
Nad,
No.
Nad,
Yeah.
what is the temperature in Los Angeles right now?
It's very hot right now. In fact, I had to take out the old broomstick and chase out them critters because they were really trying to punch it up over here.
What kind of critters?
And we got the alligators and stuff.
In Los Angeles?
Yeah, well, not really. Actually, they're more like deformed frogs from the. Well, they just shut down the reactor recently over in
Yes.
Bellingham. So,
Yes.
Yes.
That's very interesting. It's very interesting. And what kind of? Did you have any fruit for breakfast this morning?
I have an entire fruit cup and it's full of lime.
Ah,
and
yes.
Keeping it nice and
Good,
fresh.
good.
Since this morning.
Very good.
So.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's Nad in Los Angeles, and we're gonna get on And oh my goodness, it's 9:15. We got to pay some bills already. Nad, we might check in with you a little bit later on the program. All right?
That sounds wonderful.
Okay.
I would like to make a pledge of $150.
No, this is not that kind of a show. You don't have to pledge anything.
Okay.
We're calling you. We called you.
I'll take the mug set for the.
No,
mugs.
we're not doing that today.
Okay. Okay then.
Okay.
I wanted to speak to you about my phone bill.
Yeah, we're gonna have one of our best check in on that, and we'll be right back. Thank you,
Is it
Dad.
Paul Bell?
All right. Yep. Yeah. Take care. Whew. You know, what can you do about that?
Oh, you should have told. I have my own 501c3, so if he really wants to make a donation, I could have helped him out.
That's not a bad idea. Is a donation page, but peasantry and all. I feel uncomfortable about that.
By Nick Carraway's notion that he would start a. What was it? He would start a charity for the children of the wealthy.
Oh, really?
Because,
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because
Leave it to
you know,
Fitzgerald, right?
no one is thinking they care. Well,
You have kind of a tough row.
okay. Well, let's pay some bills, and we will come back to Conspiracy Corner in a minute, because I still haven't offered my conspiracy yet.
All right, I got one too.
All right. Well, let's do that. We'll be back in a minute. Peasant Revolution Variety Hour. Thank you.
Look good and let Jimmy Gimmler show you the way. He's got the finest silk, wool, satin, gabardine, and cotton blend suits available anywhere. It's off the rack and on your back. Look good for your high school reunion and your Uncle Dick's funeral. Stock up with our current sale. Buy 2 suits and get 3 free at Jimmy Gimmler's Suit Rack.
Yeah, and we're back. Yeah, so, well, Rich, what, I would tell you mine, but I feel since it's my show, I'm going to have you go first, and we'll save mine for last.
Oh, sure.
It's a real
Okay.
humdinger.
So yeah, probably
Yeah.
my favorite one has been the systemic intentional underfunding of public schools and how that's led to all kinds of guns and Republican votes hanging around out there. And a
You're
pretty strong anti-union sentiment as well.
so funny, Rich. It's like the government doesn't want to help the people or something. I mean, it's like, it's so silly.
Yeah.
So silly.
Prop 13 in California, Measure 5 in Oregon. They started on the charter schools.
We talked about this the last episode. You use all this fancy talk and verbiage, but you know.
Well, it's better than when you called it verbiage, because that kind of hurt my feelings.
Well, I get into this with Phil too. Is it flutist or flautist?
I don't know. He sure flouts it.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
A magnificent flouter.
Love Phil.
He's a mother flautist.
Yeah, he takes that flute and he flouts it all the flout, all over the place.
Flute flout. Anyway, well, now was there more to your conspiracy theory, or is that it?
No,
the government's bad.
That was pretty much it. Well, no, it's not that the government's bad. It's that people get convinced that it's in their best interest to keep some pennies out of their income versus having a well-educated population, and then you get things like some of the ridiculous stuff that we have now, whether it was like Prop 8 in California.
But do you remember when you could get a Tootsie Roll for 3 pennies? Do you remember the power of that? The American
pretty
dollar?
good.
You get a 3-cent Tootsie Roll.
Right, but what was the median wage at the time?
Well, you're getting me into the Tootsie Roll pop conspiracy.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I don't,
Right.
but that's not the one I'm here to talk about.
Okay, well, how about the proportion of wages to housing costs at the time? I mean, that was substantially different.
Well,
You could be knee deep in.
we're going to get into that, Rich.
Minimum wage.
That's another segment I want to bring up in the politics
You could
thing.
be
There's
like
some guest appearances we have tonight from our political world.
Okay, like a janitor in the adult industry, and like you could have your own home and Tootsie Pops, and kids would be wealthy. Anyways, okay.
So again, my wrap up for Conspiracy Corner. My wrap up ultimate conspiracy here is something I've been working a long time on. My wife Jamila is aware of this, and this is important because America. I think I finally got it figured out. All right, like we talked before, is this whole voting schmoting thing, whatever. My conspiracy theory is called the lonely gunman theory. Okay. Now, throughout history, we have seen this affliction of loneliness. Take our troubled warriors off the battlefield. Perhaps even the great Genghis Khan was afflicted amongst his troops with lonely gunman theory, conspirators. I don't know. But Lee Harvey Oswald was a very lonely guy. And if you think he was lonely, I mean, at least he had a wife, he had a kid coming along. You want to see lonely? Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby. Now that is a lonely mother flouter. And that is my lonely gunman conspiracy. Don't let guns fall into the hands of lonely people. It's pretty simple. So, Rich?
So you think people should have to have references to get a gun? Like personal references, or as opposed to professional references?
Again, you go with all this fancy talk. I don't know really what any of that means. I just know if they're lonely, that's a red flag right there.
Oh, okay.
That's a red flag.
I guess we can get behind that. Sure.
We all get lonely. We all get a little lonely sometimes. Kind of lonely right now, which is why I think we're going to take a commercial break here. So, yeah. Be right back after these messages.
Time right now.
Throughout time, I mean, the younger generations have seemed to lost interest in it, yes. It's very despairing. It's kind of like jazz. It's slowly dying off.
What kind of jazz would you compare urine to? Dr. Scott, do you concur?
Absolutely. I agree with everything that you said.
Action. I'm gonna put my shades and let my hair down on this one now. Yeah, man. This is a little number written for my sisters. It's called Golden Boy. Goes a little something like this.
Oh, right, right.
Cool. That was fun. That's as I said, that's the song Golden Boy. Golden Boy. Yeah.
That was by Andrew Gold, right?
Andrew Gold.
Yeah, it was like, oh, what a golden boy. Like that? Or
I thought that was Christopher Cross or something. Andrew Gold.
I was getting it mixed up with Lonely Boy.
I'm thinking of Bosom Buddies now.
Oh,
With Kip and Henry.
okay.
They were kind of role models for me growing up. I liked that show a lot. Very social, taught a lot of values. So, you know what? I believe, according to my producer, it's it's time for a Portland Orbit report. So let's see what's new happening with David Craig and the Portland Orbit's team.
Oh,
Here we go.
delicious.
An accidental homage to abstract expressionist Mark Rothko is created every time someone decides to cover up graffiti with a block of paint. The effect created by mismatched colors vaguely resembles the color field paintings Rothko was famous for. This graffiti cover-up technique is fitting in Portland because Rothko spent his school-age years in the area. These blotchy splotches don't measure up to the abstract expressionism work of Rothko, but they could be considered elementary renditions if a bit of imagination were employed. This coincidental connection is a way of honoring a man that Portland needs to claim as a favorite son. This accidental nod to Rothko is barely in the ballpark because it's rare to see the more interesting colors Rothko preferred, like maroon or orange. General cover-up colors include industrial shades of gray, brown, and beige. It makes no sense that matching paint colors are rarely used to cover graffiti, but this provides the unintended reminders of Rothko's art, a homage to creations that may have deep-seated roots of Portland inspiration.
I'm ready. Yeah. Well, thanks, David. That was a great report. And now we're going to introduce, or I should say, reintroduce one of our most popular segments. Rich, from the last episode was our ability to track down local politicians. So we're going to do a political segment once again. We tried to contact Debbie Wasserman Schultz again. She's unavailable.
Right.
I guess things have changed.
Yeah. Sounds like she's out of a job. But fear not. Because I understand we've got a heck of a competent individual coming in to replace her. From the north. A guy named Corey Lewandowski. Is that correct?
Well, that is correct, Rich. And we do have Corey Lewandowski ready. I believe he's in our studios. If we can, David, I don't know if you're ready to get the shot of Corey. He's somewhere in here. Corey, can you hear me? Are you ready to do this? Okay, and
You can use my mic if you...
all right, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh off the campaign trail, Donald Trump's good friend Corey Lewandowski. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, Corey couldn't be here today. We're having Steve fill in. But Steve, I understand you're studied up and you're prepared for the task at hand.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, cool.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so Corey, there's so much that people have been asking about, like with your strategies, the way you energize crowds, the way you handle crowds and address them and touch them, and you're very touching to them. I have a real big question. I don't know if you get this very often. My main question was, how does the Trumpster get so much radiancy out of his hair color? Speaking of color.
Well, that would be a sweet emulsification of elbow grease and walnut peel extract.
Wow. Amazing.
Indeed.
Well, because I just have these terrible split ends right now. And I wonder if that emulsion of the walnut extract would like do something for me. Amazing. Well, anyway,
I understand it's fairly supple and nutty. Anyway, folks, moving right along here.
oh yeah, well, I meant to mention this because, you know, everybody out there is saying what a racist this Donald Trump guy is. And frankly, I just don't see it, you know? I mean, Jamila and I watch The Apprentice a lot, okay? And then she quit watching it, and I would have to watch it by myself. But Donald would fire people of all colors. Black, Latino, Asian, and white people. A lot of white people got fired on The Apprentice. I think it's important to make out. You know?
Well, at the same
Fired!
Well,
Fired.
there's nothing funny about that. I mean, first of all, that show ruined one of my favorite songs for me. But have you ever thought, like, isn't it mostly white people who are participants on that show?
I don't know. I guess I looked as more like an orange thing.
You've always focused on the hair.
It's beautiful hair.
Yes.
If I could, you know, it's because I'm like as I get older, it's like drying out. It's like, I don't know.
You'll notice when he came to Portland, he didn't go to the coast. He didn't go up the gorge.
Is it the moisture? It's the moisture of our feeble society
The
here in the
moisture,
Willamette
both
Valley.
of those regions would loosen the adhesive and just rip that rug right off.
Does that to my sinuses too. Well, anyway,
Story for another time.
I was thinking, yeah, probably is. Let's take a look at another Portland Orbit report.
A quest to document shopping carts discovered outside of their usual sedate confines of grocery stores and parking lots led to the discovery of rampant shopping cart abuse. This has been seen in a number of trashed, overturned and abandoned carts. The neglect also reveals that these carts have been either stolen or permanently borrowed. These shopping carts appear in all kinds of scenarios around Portland neighborhoods. Sometimes they move a few feet from day to day, get pushed over or hauled away. While some fill up with garbage, others lie on their sides, tragically like dying horses. You may see these ghostly shopping carts and not consider them much. It's a safe bet that many are used by the homeless to haul their belongings. Most end up far away from any shopping centers. Stores have tried to implement security methods to prevent carts from being dragged away, but these actions aren't foolproof. Shopping carts that used to roll with dignity down well-lit supermarket aisles remain outside at every turn, hauntingly existing, stoic, metallic reminders of their previous existence.
Okay, and we're back, and thank you. Welcome back to the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour. I am your host, Jeff Dodge, and this is our second episode, live streamcasting here in the wonderful studios of Trench Digger Productions and Recording Studios, LLC. Catering provided by Jamila Hart Entertainment. Ted's Insurance is also involved with this, and a whole bunch of things. I'd like to welcome another segment to this show that we're going to start calling Most Relevant Technology. Most Relevant Technology. Today, we have Rich.
That's right.
He is going to be arguing on the behalf of Wikipedia, and I'm going to argue that actually imdb.com is far more relevant than a social abyss like Wikipedia.
Okay.
So how's this going to go? My first complaint is that like Wikipedia is anyone can get on there,
Right.
right?
Well, it's kind of like.
Well, I wasn't done.
Okay.
Anyone can get on there, but I can't get on there for some reason. I'm not on there. So
Oh.
that's my point.
Well, have you tried? Because it's not that hard.
I don't know how. They every time I try, they say you can't write your own.
Well, doesn't it say "What's on your mind, Jeff?" question mark at the top of the page when you go on there?
I have to like pay a lot of money to these websites for that kind of thing, I thought.
Oh. Well, we could take a look at your browser and see if there's some things you need to clean up there. You know, what I've always liked about Wikipedia is the fact that anyone can get on there. I think that people are far too obsessed with facts or the truth as it may or may not be determined.
It's AOL.com. I just remembered it. AOL.com is my browser.
Oh,
What
okay.
I mean
So
is
forgot
that
you're like a vintage hipster, right? So you've got the.
well, if vintage means like not changing a thing you've done since 1993, then so be it. Maybe I guess I'm a vintage hipster.
It was a classic period for certain types of technology, for sure. I
Yeah.
remember I used to jump on the information superhighway, and I'd go to Alta Vista.
Mm-hmm. I was just checking my MySpace the other day. I still have 4 active MySpace accounts.
Oh, terrific!
Yeah.
Is that-
I don't have many new friends. It's weird. And I don't think that Tom guy is even. You remember Tom?
Sure.
Not there anymore.
Yeah, and that's how you were promoting this program, right?
I was about to set up a MySpace page, and they want you to use this Facebook thing. I don't face plant, whatever they call it, face off. But anyway, well, so my point is that imdb.com is if you go there, you can find Face Off, and you will find an amazing film with one of John Travolta's last great ones, and actually one of Nicolas Cage's last great ones.
Okay, that's a little before my time.
Now, Wikipedia ain't gonna give you that. You aren't gonna see that kind of information on Wikipedia.
Well, what Wikipedia would probably tell you is maybe the same thing as IMDb, but it would be organized a little better, so you wouldn't have to spend as much time and be subject to the advertising that you're subjected to on IMDb.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I usually have to sit through a couple about 10-minute segments on the AOL side of advertising before I get to the IMDb advertising. So it's like then I'm pretty used to the advertising. I see a few things over and over, and then you like accidentally hit the refresh button and it starts all over. So I've waited a long time to see some amazing stuff on imdb.com, which I am on. I am on there. I'm not on Wikipedia by imdb.com. Jeff Dodge, number 312. Well, there's a lot of Jeff Dodges out there.
So
312.
Well, that sounds wholly reasonable to me.
I thought it was a good number. It's where I landed. So by the time I got there, I was 312.
Yeah.
So,
so which number Jeff Dodge are you on AOL? Is that like?
I didn't have to do a number. I didn't have to do
so
a
you've been
number.
around for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I've tried to get Jamila in on AOL, but she like just rolls her eyes at me and won't have anything to do with it. But I swear she could get a good name with that. And probably no number too.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, like right now, you can get a name there with no number.
And only for like $10 a month, right? I mean, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna maybe try and check back in with Nad in Los Angeles.
Capital
or
idea.
We might come back to a song. I don't. It's crazy. We're gonna pay some bills. We're gonna pay some bills.
Look good and let Jimmy Gimbler show you the way. He's got the finest silk, wool, satin, gabardine, and cotton blend suits available anywhere. It's off the rack and on your back. Look good for your high school reunion and your Uncle Dick's funeral. Stock up with our current sale. Buy 2 suits and get 3 free at Jimmy Gimbler's Suit Rack.
Sister,
I wanted to give a shout out, a little plug for, I think our July episode is going to be kind of a reggae theme. And one of the Trench Digger regulars, Jaga Culture, will hopefully, we're going to try and arrange to have him in the studio. Perhaps some stories about what it was like. I have some friends that actually went on tour with Toots and the Maytals, and we might talk to them a little bit about that way back a few years ago. Anyway, Jaga Culture is a great video that we worked on together. Great man, great music. Check him out. He's on the website. All right, check this out. Poor People Struggle. And I seem to have lost the pick.
Oh.
I'm glad. David, are we live yet? Oh, Jesus. We are.
Time to pick.
Oh my God.
There's another pick?
Okay, we got to pick. We're cool. Oh, honey, you're here. Ladies and gentlemen, my wonderful better half has shown up, Jamila. Did we wake you up?
No, but I do need to go to work tomorrow.
Okay, well, and let me just finish thanking our sponsors. As always, Urinal Hunters. We have a new business suit sponsor, the Portland Orbit. we love you, Portland. We Portlandia, Mayor Hales, the Mercury and Willamette Week. Thank you for not including what?
Say goodnight, Jeff.
Good night, Jeff.
You rode upon the steamer to the violence of the sun. Thank you.